The Great Lakes are one of our planet's most magnificent natural wonders, a 94,000 square mile region that supports one of the most diverse ecosystems on Earth. Scientists estimate that more than 3,500 species of plants and animals call the Great Lakes home, including people. Lakes Erie, Huron, Michigan, Ontario, and Superior combined contains 85% of the freshwater in North America and 20% of the world's fresh surface water. They are the primary source of drinking water for more than 40 million people in the US and Canada. That includes nearly 30 million Americans who live in the Great Lakes Basin. The Great Lakes are among North America's most economically productive natural resources. In fact, the Great Lakes St. Lawrence region boasts a GDP of $5.8 trillion. That's trillion with a T. If the region were its own country, it would have the third largest economy in the world, just behind the US and China, and roughly the size of Germany's and the United Kingdom's combined. The lakes form the backbone of a $35 billion shipping industry, a $12.9 billion tourism industry, and a $7 billion fishery, just to name a few of the biggest sectors. More than 1.5 million jobs, paying $60 billion in wages every year, depend on the Great Lakes. It's no wonder that the Freshwater Lab, an initiative of the University of Illinois in Chicago, says that the region should not be thought of as the Rust Belt, but as the Water Belt. Unfortunately, human activity has taken its toll on the Big Five. Climate change is raising average temperatures, changing precipitation patterns, decreasing ice coverage, and causing more extreme fluctuations in water levels. All 5 lakes contain residual traces of hazardous chemicals, like PCBs and mercury. Bacterial contamination, the results of sewage treatment overflows and stormwater runoff, sometimes closes the beaches. Invasive species like the sea lamprey, the quagga mussel, and the Asian carp inflict more than $100 million in economic damage in the U.S. every year. But the news isn't all bad. Scientists, government officials, businesses, and concerned citizens are working together to restore and preserve the lake's ecosystem. And we've made tremendous progress. Fewer new invasive species are entering the Great Lakes. We've reduced toxic contamination in edible fish. Overall, environmental regulators in the US and Canada have assessed the condition of the Great Lakes as fair and unchanging. We owe this progress in large part to the Great Lakes Restoration Initiative, or the GLRI. Established in 2009, the GLRI funds a wide range of programs to study, conserve, and restore the health of the Great Lakes. Through GLRI, the public and private sectors have collaborated to reduce toxins, rejuvenate critical habitats and wetlands, enhance fish and wildlife resources, curtail the growth of harmful algae blooms, control polluted runoff, and clean up beaches. And a healthier environment also means a healthier economy. According to the Brookings Institution, fully implementing the Great Lakes Restoration Strategy would generate between $80 billion and $100 billion in benefits, including between $50 million and $125 million in taxpayer savings, and between $6.5 billion and $11.8 billion in direct benefits from tourism, fishing, and recreation, and between $12 billion and $19 billion in increased property values. The U.S. Congress reauthorized the GLRI at $300 million a year over the next 5 years, but the Trump administration wants to fully eliminate the program. The future of the Great Lakes Restoration Initiative and the future of the Great Lakes depends on us. So how can you help? Call your members of Congress and tell them to make sure that the federal budget fully funds the GLRI. Participate in a local beach cleanup day. Donate to an environmental group in your area, like your local Sierra Club chapter, and visit sierraclub.org to learn more.